Selamat datang semuanya di game berjudul Slay the Princess. Ini adalah game yang udah pernah aku mainin versi demonya dan cukup menarik ya. Game visual novel dengan kisah yang cukup berbeda dan juga cukup mengerikan juga ya. Dan endingnya juga akan bercabang-cabang. Nah, Slay the Princess sudah masuk ke full versionnya sekitar beberapa bulan yang lalu. Dan si developernya juga berbaik hati memberikan kami kopi atas game ini. Jadi terima kasih banyak kepada developernya karena sudah memberikan kami kopi dari game ini ya. Nah, mari kita mulai gamenya. Di sini kita disambut dari kata-kata ini dulu. Whatever the horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decision. Oke, tidak ada keputusan yang salah katanya. There are only fresh perspective and new beginnings. This is a love story. Ini adalah kisah cinta. Ini akan menjadi pusat ceritanya ya. Dan berdasarkan yang aku udah tahu dari demonya itu, katanya dibilang kita harus membunuh si wanita, si princess ini, kalau tidak ingin dunia itu kiamat ya. Jadi mari kita mulai. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oke, di hutan.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Nah, itu dia. Kita harus membunuh si princess, kalau enggak dunia akan hancur. Dan kita udah mulai ada pilihan-pilihan. Kita juga bisa save, quick save atau save biasa manual, untuk nanti menentukan di bagian ini ya, percabangan ceritanya ya. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to the end of the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Wah, pilihannya banyak banget, gila. Explore ya, kita aja ngomong dulu.
At the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Oke, jadi katanya memang akan dunia benar-benar hancur ya kalau memang si wanita itu masih tetap ada.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Oke. Do you have any evidence? Apakah ada bukti kalau si princess itu bakal membuat dunia kiamat kalau tidak dibunuh?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Apakah mungkin justru dunia akan hancur karena dia dikunci di dalam kabin itu?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Oke, dia dikunci di dalam kabin karena dia itu berbahaya katanya.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Membunuh putri sepertinya tidak, sepertinya hal yang buruk ya.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Bisakah orang lain melakukannya?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Lupakan, aku tidak ingin melakukan ini.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Harus melakukan itu katanya. Dipaksa. Apakah kamu pernah berpikir kalau mungkin saja aku gak masalah dengan dunia yang berakhir ini?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Tidak ada satupun orang yang ingin dunia ini hancur.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Ya, saya adalah orang yang sangat jahat. Apa dapat penghargaan dengan melakukan ini?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Katanya bakal dapat sesuatu. Apakah cuma bohong-bohongan? Can you tell me what my prize? Bisa beritahukah hadiahnya apa setelah melakukan ini?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Katanya hadiahnya itu sangat-sangat bagus. Tapi dia tetap gak bisa beritahu. Di pilihan pertama ini, si tokoh utama mau ketemu dulu dengan si putri dan lihat apakah si putri ini memang layak untuk dibunuh atau tidak. Kalau ini, baiklah aku akan pergi ke kabin. Oke, baiklah mari kita langsung lakukan ini. Terima kasih sudah memberitahu apa yang harus kulakukan. Diam dan lanjut ke kabin atau justru balik dan pergi. Coba ya kita balik dan pergi ya.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Quietly continue down the path. Oke, kita diam doang ya dan tetap menjauhi kabin itu.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Voice of the hero. Hero mulai muncul.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Dan itu dia kayak bertengkar sama narator.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Astaga, kita mundur menjauhi kabin pun ternyata mempertemukan kita ke kabin ya. Ke kabin lainnya. Oke, I'm going. Atau putar lagi dan pergi lagi. Putar lagi dan pergi lagi.
Wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Quietly continue down the path lagi, bisa. Atau, good, maybe everyone should die. Mungkin semua orang memang seharusnya mati ya. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me. Itulah yang mereka dapatkan karena sudah membuatku tersasar di hutan ini dan memaksaku untuk membunuh seseorang. Aku tidak peduli. Aku tidak akan membunuh si putri. Ini. Mungkin itulah yang mereka harus dapatkan karena mereka memaksa kita ya.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Mundur lagi.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Wow, dan diarahkan lagi ke kabin. Ya ini akhirnya dia udah menyerah dan akan masuk ke kabin atau dia di sini masih ingin pergi ya. Kita coba pergi terus lah ya, jangan masuk ke kabin dulu.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Ada suatu hal yang aneh yang terjadi.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Jadi ternyata kabinnya itu bukan cuma satu tapi ada banyak banget ya. Kemanapun kita pergi, kita pasti bakal ngarah kembali ke kabin itu.
Wait, what's going on?
Hiro mulai bingung.
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Kita akhirnya kehilangan arah ya. Udah selama entah berapa banyak waktu kita habisin hanya untuk muter-muter di hutan. Dan itu sangat-sangat menguras waktu. Tidak lama lagi dunia akan benar-benar hancur dan semua orang akan mati. Chapter 2, The Stranger. Wow. Tetap lanjut ya?
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, balik lagi.
At the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
Oke, udah balik lagi ke awal ya. I'm getting terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Dan narator berusaha meyakinkan kalau ini adalah kali pertamanya ya. Jadi dia kan memang menyembunyikan sesuatu.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Voice of the Contrarian udah muncul juga. Katanya menyenangkan untuk melihat apa yang dia pikirkan, yang kita pikirkan ya.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
Wah, terakhir kali karena kita memang enggak ke kabin ya, katanya dunianya memang benar-benar hancur, katanya Hiro.
The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Tapi narator bilang enggak, dunia itu enggak hancur karena memang dia kan mau meyakinkan kita kalau ini bukan kali pertamanya. Kalau ini baru pertama kali dia di sini ya. Those walls weren't here last time. You can just force me to go through the cabin. Dinding ini sebelumnya enggak ada. Kau tidak bisa memaksaku untuk ke kabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Tiba-tiba memang ada dinding sih. Yeah, I get it. I'm going through cabin, suddenly proceed through cabin. Atau bohong. Yep, okay, heading through cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Kita coba bohong ya, kita melawan narator dulu.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right?
Ketahuan.
Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Katanya si putri akan melakukan apapun untuk menghentikan kita dalam membunuh dia ya. Jangan percaya semua perkataan si putri.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Kata Contrarian, mungkin aja kita justru harus percaya ke si putri.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Suara-suara ini semua saling bertentangan ya. Ya kita udah gak punya pilihan lain selain masuk. Soalnya udah dikasih dinding.
Wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Kita perlu pisau ini ya.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Oke. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Kau tidak membicarakan ini sama sekali, Termin.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun?
Betul.
You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Nah, katanya si narator cuma ada ini dan ini. Lainnya itu udah gak ada lagi. Dia nggak mendeskripsikan sisa-sisa itu yang lain.
There's definitely a mirror.
Tapi suara-suara lain bilang udah jelas ini ada cermin.
There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Okay. Why would you lie about that? What's the point? Ngapain bohong soal cermin?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? You waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Approach the mirror. Mari kita deketin cerminnya ya.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Lah, katanya si narator ini cuma dinding.
This really isn't funny.
Nggak lucu. Wipe the mirror. Mari kita bersihkan ya.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Cuman dinding. Tapi yang mengejutkan itu ternyata adalah si Totama ini kayak monster. Dia bukan manusia ya. Tangan-tangannya ini kayak bukan tangan manusia.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Oke, cermin ini tiba-tiba hilang gitu aja ya. Kita bisa langsung masuk atau ambil dulu pisaunya ya. Coba kita ambil pisaunya.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice. You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Jadi siap untuk membunuh ya?
Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window. Kita lempar keluar jendela.
Yes! Do it!
Kita ikutin kontrarian ya? Jadi senang banget dia.
You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
Makanya kenapa pointernya itu tangan monster ya? Soalnya memang si Totama itu monster.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Hero itu kayaknya yang paling normal ya. Yang paling waras. Misalnya masuk ke basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Oh, suaranya princess sudah mulai kedengaran.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Pasaviro mulai takut ya.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Kita bisa ambil yang kiri, tengah, atau yang kanan. Coba ke kiri dulu.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. But first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold.
Berubah.
Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
Mati dong.
You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill.
Keluar lagi.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Oh, tiba-tiba udah ketemu.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
Betul, apa yang terjadi pada kita?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Kelihatan seperti putri normal pada umumnya. Jadi waktu kita ngambil jalan ke kiri dan ngelihat dapat penglihatan macam-macam itu, di sini seolah digambarin kayak si Totama itu udah berdiri sampai ketemu dengan si putri tapi cuma diem doang. Sampai putri akhirnya bingung kan ngapain. I didn't realize I was here. Aku tidak sadar aku udah di sini.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
Udah lama banget katanya. Dia menatap.
Revealing the princess's face. I don't think she likes us. Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it would be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though. They're so sharp. It's just deception. Don't buy into it. You can do this.
Hiro mulai terpengaruh.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
Kenapa jadi kayak gini?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
Jadi ada dua putri.
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
Lah, narator sekarang yang tanya. Katanya kalian udah pernah di sini sebelumnya kan? Apa yang terjadi sebelumnya?
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Waduh, sekarang kau ada lebih dari satu.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
Tapi si putri ini bertingkah seolah gak ada yang terjadi, seolah gak ada ini.
There must be
Muncul
something
lagi.
wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are.
Tapi kita gak punya pisau.
How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade. The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions.
Kontrarian sendiri menyesal ya, kayak menyuruh si tokoh utama untuk ngelempar pisau. Tapi seolah suara-suara ini itu adalah suara-suara dari si tokoh utama sendiri yang sedang berkonflik di dalam diri ya kayak.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kinda hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
What's your name? Siapa namamu?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. You can call me Princess, if you'd like. Princess.
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? Apa kau tahu apa yang terjadi pada aku? Karena waktu turun ke sini ada sesuatu yang terjadi ya, kayak ditarik.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
Makin bahaya lagi.
Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
Mereka si putrinya aja gak tahu apa terjadi ke dia. Setauku si putri itu dijebak, dikurung di sini karena ada satu alasan. Apa kau tahu?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous.
Wah tahu, mungkin karena aku berbahaya katanya.
You know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Oh, don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Wah dia tahu. Dan dia sendiri ngaku kalau dia itu monster yang kalau keluar dari kabin ini bakal mengakhiri seluruh dunia ya.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Oh, lah kenapa pilihannya langsung semua ya? Yang getting you out of here, try and free her. Malah kita bantu keluar. I don't know what you are, but I can trust you. I can trust you anything here. Leave her in the basement. Kita tinggalkan dia di basement karena tidak bisa dipercaya. Atau menyesal karena sudah melempar pisau. Tapi ini tiga-tiganya gak ada yang bisa kita pilih.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
Jatuh.
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Gila jadi kacau gini.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all.
Semuanya hancur, dunia dan juga termasuk ke putrinya ya.
Falls apart?
Oh, satu direkam.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit.
Jadi nempel semua. Dan dia jadi kebingungan ya. Sosok narator juga hilang, suara narator hilang ya.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Semuanya bergerak secara bersamaan.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
Minta diperbaiki, dikembalikan.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Oh, going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroy everything. I'm not going to fix you. Atau say nothing. Ya kayak bakal ngaruh sih apa yang akan kita lakukan sekarang. Apa kita akan memperbaiki, membantu dia atau enggak? Atau kita coba untuk tidak membantu dulu kali ya. Langsung hilang gitu aja. Delusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your replies is gone, replaced with something else. Gak tahu apakah dia mendengar apa yang kita katakan. Si para putri tiba-tiba menghilang gitu aja dan tiba-tiba berubah jadi cermin gini.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Semuanya jadi bingung. Gue tidak tahu kemana dia pergi dan nggak tahu juga gimana cara cari dia.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Mungkin aku harus mencari ini ya, cermin.
There's something dreadful about it.
Melihat ke arah cermin.
I don't think you should. No, don't do that.
Semuanya takut untuk melihat cermin. Tapi gak ada pilihan lain selain kita deketin.
I'm begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Rasa berbeda, jadi semuanya pada takut. Kau mendekati cerminnya dan kita lihat diri sendiri. Silence as you reach forward, they are gone, but the mirror remains. It is time for you to see what's in it. Saatnya untuk melihat apa yang ada di balik cermin ini ya. Wajah kita. It is you, the body. Hah? Itu pun masih samar-samar. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Kita tinggal sendirian di tempat yang kosong. Semuanya benar-benar diam. Prosedur cabin, emang ada? You are at the cabin. Kau sedang berada di dalam kabin. Mendekati si putri.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Makhluk macam apa kamu?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights, what do you mean? Apa yang dimaksud dengan cahaya soliter?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Maksudnya apaan ya? Menurutmu, apa aku?
I think that you are like me.
Katanya si Totama ini sama kayak si putri.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Is this the end of the world? Apakah ini adalah akhir dari dunia?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Oh, katanya belum ya. Soalnya kita masih bisa bicara. Biarkan dia keluar.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Si yang dimaksud itu berarti si Putri ya. Katanya si Putri udah gak bisa dikembalikan sama sekali. Begitu Putri udah tiba di sini, dia udah mau pergi ke menemui si makhluk ini.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Tidak sakit katanya. Apa kau tahu si narator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Dia hanya tahu kita.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Apakah kau adalah makhluk yang mengirimku untuk membunuh si Putri yang menjebak aku di sini?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Katanya tidak bisa menjebakmu di sini, dan dia juga ingin bebas. Apakah kau tahu tentang dunia di setelah tempat ini?
I know only that they are.
Apakah kau adalah si Putri?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Putri adalah bagian dariku, dan bagian dariku adalah bagian dari si Putri. Tapi apakah dari awal kau memang adalah si Putri, atau kau menjadikan si Putri itu menjadi bagian dari dirimu?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Tidak penting ya katanya. Apakah kita saling mengenal?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Ini entitas ya, jadi kita bisa hancurkan badannya, menyerang entitas atau tanya apa yang akan terjadi sekarang. Coba kita tanya.
Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us and that we are meant to reach them.
Tidak ada lagi yang bisa kita lakukan. Tapi aku tahu kalau ada sebuah dunia yang di luar ini setelah ini ya. Dan kita itu ditakdirkan untuk mencapai dunia itu katanya.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Tidak ada jalan keluar, tapi wadah ini adalah makhluk persepsi. Dia bisa membuatmu lupa.
Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Bawakan aku perspektif. Maksudnya apa ya? Maksudnya kayak bawakan semacam makhluk seperti Putri itu kah, supaya bisa digabungkan dengan dia lagi, supaya dia benar-benar jadi sempurna, dan mereka berdua katanya akan mencapai kebebasan. Apa kau tidak takut? Aku akan mencari cara untuk membunuhmu.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Aku belum hidup, jadi aku tidak takut untuk mati. Seberapa banyak aku akan lupa.
Everything. Until we meet again.
Kita akan melupakan semuanya. Berapa banyak lagi yang perlu aku cari?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Jadi ini kita bakal dikembalikan ke awal-awal lagi, waktu kita lupa dengan semuanya, balik ke awal game lagi, dan kita ditugasin untuk bikin si Putri ini bergabung ke dia lagi. Dan apa yang terjadi kalau aku tidak membiarkan kau melakukan itu padaku?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
Maka kita akan terjebak di sini selama-lamanya. Aku dikirim untuk membunuh si Putri untuk menghentikan terhancurnya dunia Kalau aku membantumu, apakah itu yang akan kau lakukan padaku?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Apa yang akan kau lakukan kalau aku membantumu?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Ini ada dua pilihan nih. Apa kita mau dibikin lupa kembali ke awal, atau tidak melakukan apa-apa. Jadi kita tunggu di sini terus. Coba tunggu di sini terus.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Dah, gamenya tutup guys. Dia akan menunggu sampai kita kembali katanya.
You have returned to me.
Nah, langsung lanjut.
Mere moments. I never left your side.
Dia tetap di sini, menemani. Attempt to outwait your destiny. Oke, make me forget. Oh, kita gak ada pilihan lain selain akhirnya matuin dia. Soalnya memang kalau kita menunggu di sini selamanya gak akan berakhir ya.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Kita mati. Spiral vessel bring stranger to her. Kembali ke awal lagi. Oke. The real slave princess starts here. You'll know it when you see it. Ini semua sebenarnya udah lewat ya, jadi kita lewatin aja langsung. Coba kita kembali ke sini, kita load lagi. Tadi udah di save. Tadi kan what happens now ya, jadi kita bicara sama dia. Sekarang kita coba untuk menyerang entitasnya ya. You will cut across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens. Tidak ada yang terjadi.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Tidak bisa saling menyakiti. Destroy your body, hancurkan badan kita sendiri. Erase your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. Mencoba untuk mengakhiri hidup sendiri tapi tidak bisa ya. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Oke, jadi gak ada apa-apa. Kalau kita pilih yang tadi, kita terpaksa tetap harus berdialog dengan dia ya. Di sini, kalau kembali ke sebelumnya lagi, waktu dia minta untuk dikembalikan, tadi kan kita milih yang ini. Kau sudah menghancurkan semuanya, jadi kita gak mau membantu si putri ya. I'll do my best coba ya. Aku akan mencoba yang terbaik. Sama aja ya. Ya sama-sama. Berarti yang bagian ini sepertinya, bagian ini kayaknya udah gak ada perubahan sama sekali sih. No, sama. Soalnya kan memang sebelum kita bisa jawab, dia udah langsung ditarik pergi sama si makhluk yang tadi ya. Entitas misterius. Kalau gitu kita kembali ke awal-awal. Tapi ambil pisaunya. Tetap patuhi contrarian. Masuk ke basement, jangan dilempar. Kita perlu ini. Terus ambil tangga sebelah kiri. Nah di sini, kalau yang ini, if you're in the basement, slide princess, semuanya gak bisa dipilih. Ya sama kayak tadi ya. Langsung ke skip. Oh sama persis ya. Jadi kembali lagi ke sini, berarti kalau kita ngambil tangga sebelah kiri itu gak bakal merubah apapun. Kita ambil tengah. Tengah.
Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations
Ini sama kayak tadi gak sih?
until the only things experienced are the end, consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind.
Can I help you?
Nah, lalu kita sampai lagi. Oke. Tapi ini udah beda nih.
What the hell was that? What? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still.
Sama juga.
That was a trip, but now it's.
Sama persis.
Is this a quiz? You're the one who came down here and with a sharp, sharp knife, too. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
Mirip tapi agak beda sih yang kali ini. Meskipun dia juga memecah ke jadi kedua ya.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. We can do this.
Ini juga masih sama ya. Kalau kita pencet nanti semuanya bakal langsung muncul kayaknya. Ya tetap aja kita gak bisa pilih apa-apa.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this. Oh, I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up, I will devour you. You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
If I let you out, what are you going to do? Kalau aku membiarkanmu keluar, apa yang akan kau lakukan?
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. I just want to live my life. I'm not going to dance for you. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do. If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions, this is reaching its breaking point if you don't act. But how do we decide what to stop overthinking it? Just do something. Do anything.
Tetap aja gak bisa. Sama persis kan, kayak tadi lagi. Jadi ternyata tangga-tangga itu nggak ngaruh. Udah di tangga-tangga pun masih sama persis. It's going to be okay. Tetap ditarik sama. Ulang lagi.
You're on a path. You're here.
Mungkin karena di bagian awal itu kita kayak bikin si Totama jadi ragu-ragu gitu ya, makanya dia gak bisa nyerang mungkin. Coba kita sekarang langsung patuhi apa kata narator ya.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess. A warning. She will.
Oke, langsung masuk.
The interior of the cabin is the blade is your.
Gak ada cermin sama sekali.
You'll need it if.
Ambil.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult.
Masuk. Bahkan suara hero dan kontrarian itu gak ada di sini. Nah ini normal.
Staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Turun langsung.
you're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Hero baru muncul di sini. Terpesona ya.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Hero terpengaruh.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Enggak, kita tetap pegang pisau.
Ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Seharusnya takut dengan dia.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Oke, saya mengakhiri. Slay the Princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Yah, kalah.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job atau menyerah, atau kabur dan mengunci dia di basement. Kita selesaikan pekerjaan ya.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Berhasil, akhirnya berhasil kita tikam.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
Menyenangkan katanya.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Tetap mati, padahal udah bunuh loh. Chapter 2, Adversary.
You're on a path. You're here to... It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep... That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Jadi ada voice of stubborn sekarang.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Oke, gimana kalau kita terusin lagi?
A warning. She will...
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear? Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Masuk ke kabin lagi. Kayak dinyatakan ending kalau chapternya benar-benar ngulang kembali ke chapter 1. Apa berubah gini?
Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oke.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the
Sama
altar.
persis ya, dia gak mau bilang ada cermin.
There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Oh, stop bickering and just get on with it. Who even cares?
I care less about that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do? You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Sama persis ya.
It was there a second ago,
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without... The door to the basement creaks
Gila berubah jadi kayak gini.
a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally! It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Berubah jadi kayak setan gitu ya, ada ekornya dan ada tanduk.
Rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Dan dia inget.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Oh. How you heard of that, Mr. Arthur? This is a lot of different than last time. Last time that happened.
What's that? Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you.
Beneran terjadi.
No, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
You look different.
You look exactly the same.
So you do remember me, jadi kau mengingatku.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
Dia aja tarung lagi.
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
Attack the princess.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us.
Why is she disappointed in us?
Mungkin karena kita terlalu lemah ya jadinya.
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me.
Oh, dia tahu kalau kita tidak ingin membunuh dia.
It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point?
Ditantang.
Don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them, she understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Biar an opening out maneuver her atau strike at her heart head on. Langsung serang atau kita pancing dulu. Pancing dulu.
You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing
Wah, kalah nih.
a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
Wah, dihancurin.
Squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
Kalah, mati.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, lanjut chapter, The Eye of the Needle.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
Pass of the Hunted.
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here. And if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen, it doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for... Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct.
Mental enough about how different this place is. Ya tempatnya jadi berubah banget ya. Bahkan ini udah bukan hutan lagi.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something. You're the chooser. The best we can do is advise. These are just powerless thoughts and opinions. You don't need to let them drag you and...
Bisa langsung mundur. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers were in the cabin. We might as well see through. kembali masuk ke kabin lagi.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No, from what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use, I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to...
Masuk lagi, udah entah kesekian kalinya ya.
The inner of the cabin is suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only
Dia selalu gak pernah deskripsiin cerminnya.
The blade is your implement. You'll need... See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. Take it! Maybe it'll go away again. For something to go away, it would have to be there to begin with. And let me assure you, there's no mirror. No use arguing. Mirror or not, we need to be there. The why we pick doesn't matter. I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can...
Approach the mirror dulu.
We can try to survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy prey. You step forward and approach the door of the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right. This really is just like last. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there.
Smash, bisa kita hancurin.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement.
Jadi pintu.
Swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? It was in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
Ya, kenapa jadi nggak ambil pisaunya ya?
May as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Kita pancing supaya marah ya.
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time. And there'll be nothing to her this time. But we need to show ourselves first to make her boil over. Fine by me.
Kayak harus turun.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself. Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the dark. Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke? Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin we know. The only way out is through the eye of... And we're going to... We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire.
Kalau kita pancing ya.
The princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Kayak kita pancing keluar dia.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within...
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Steel claw, now.
Ambil pisau.
Missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. You'll Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass.
Berhasil keluar.
You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me! Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head!
Do it! Be swift, strike true, be where she's not, let your body move you.
Okay. Archer don't want to do this, you're free now. Upper hand, but we don't have to fight. Slay the princess. You're fallen right into my trap.
Oh, we'll see about that. Traps aren't real. The only thing that's real is bloodshed.
She charges, fully determined to end you in a single move. Left, now! As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly.
Kita mengikuti kata-kata The Voice of Hunted ya. Terang.
Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right! You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady.
Dia udah mulai lemah.
Keep going, we can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Wah, parah-parah. Masa kalah lagi?
Nothing. These blows are nothing to us. But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap.
Nice.
It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Ditarik lagi sama entitas. Sama lagi. Wide open field, learn enemy advantages, train and win. But you don't have the chance to respawn, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Kayaknya sih kita harus cari tiap variasi dari si putri ya. Dan akhirnya setelah cari semua variasi itu, kita menang lawan dia, kita kalahin dia, bunuh dia. Dan akhirnya nanti badannya si putri ini bakal diambil sama entitas. Sesuai dengan yang diinginkan oleh entitas, dia minta kita untuk mengumpulkan semua jenis putri kan ya.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared, but this is the end for you. But it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. The thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
It's not the end.
If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice. Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
Berkati. Never always makes the leaf, but you need to see what's in it. You have grown. The blood. Emang iya? Udah bertumbuh jadi apaan? Perasaan sama aja. Long quiet once again. Ke kabin lagi. dan ketemu lagi dengan entitas.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Oke. Ini badan yang diambil kan badannya yang tadi ya, yang setan tadi.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Kalau siap, kita bakal dibikin lupa lagi, ulang lagi. Are the same being as you were before? Apakah kau adalah makhluk yang sama?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Kata-katanya entitas ini sudah dipahami sih. Bagaimana cara rasanya berubah menjadi seperti ini?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Kapan ini semua akan berakhir?
With every gift,
Saat semuanya sudah berakhir, ya apa yang akan kau lakukan?
of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Kau tahu di akhir dari semua ini, saat kau sudah selesai, aku akan membunuhmu.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it is as if an invisible wall closes around me. But can I not do the same thing I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met, thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Apa yang ini harus aku bawa lagi ya?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
I don't have any preferences.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse everything will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Many more vessels, berapa banyak lagi? Ada yang perlu aku berikan padamu.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Oke, gak bisa lagi. Dia nggak kasih tahu secara pasti berapa banyak lagi yang harus kita kasih ke dia ya. And what if I don't want to bring you any more vessel? What if I just wait here forever?
then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
Kita bisa nunggu, tapi ya bakal sama lagi kayak tadi. You have no need to wait. I'm ready to go back. Saatnya kembali.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Balik ke chapter pertama. A Tunelling Vessel bring the eye of the needle to her. Oke, ngulang lagi dan kita harus cari cara lain untuk menemukan wadah baru dari si putri untuk diberikan pada entitas ya. Menarik sih. Sekarang kita coba apa lagi ya? Coba diam terus ya. Jalan ke cabin.
You make your way up the shore. A warning. She will lie.
Ambil pisau. Masuk. Continue down the stairs langsung.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so focused on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Langsung maju.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Oke, jadi di sini kita bener-bener patuh sama narator ya. I'm not dropping, jangan-jangan. Slay, langsung slay.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming, but I have to wonder.
Wow, langsung selesai gitu aja.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Oh,
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Kita yakin dia udah mati.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Ini beda banget nih.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in, but that day isn't today.
Keluar.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Nah, gimana sih? Ujung-ujungnya ternyata dunia, meskipun kita udah bunuh si putri, dunianya akhirnya juga hilang. Jadi benar-benar kosong gitu aja ya. Begitu kita keluar.
What happened?
Nah, apa yang terjadi?
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Nah, bagi narator ini adalah hal yang bagus justru. Kau dan sisi kabin sekarang udah menjauh diri mereka. Jangan khawatir. Kau aman di sini. Ini bagus. Semua orang bahagia. Kau juga akan bahagia. Ya, berharap dapat ending yang lebih baik.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
Oh, jadi ini hadiah yang kita dapetin setelah membunuh si putri. Terjebak di dalam keabadian, kekosongan gini.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Dunianya emang gak hancur ya. Tapi kita yang dipisah.
You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever.
Didn't hear the narrator. I'm happy. We're happy. I don't know. Do you have any idea? Kita
Are
senang.
we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
I'm happy. I'm sure of it. Aku yakin aku bahagia di sini.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy. Please shake yourself out of it. The little voices, please, fall. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift.
Oh wow. Wow. You save everyone.
Already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
There's no going back now. Past the point of no return. Kok? Wow. Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to.
Because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
Oh, hero mau kita pakai pisau untuk diri kita sendiri ya?
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use. Don't you dare.
We're using the blade, kill us. We be dead.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself, in a sense we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
Memang hero ini yang cukup masuk akal sih omongannya.
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die here. If we die. I think to get rid of this. Udah ya, dia agak punya pilihan lain selain menggunakan pisau.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Udah tinggal kerangka.
Pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Wow. Oh, masih lanjut ke chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
Coba kita bunuh lagi.
A warning. She won't be a... The interior of the cabin is cold. A soft oak. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
Udah hancur banget.
She's dead. We killed her already.
Voice of the cult. Katanya seperti yang sudah aku katakan, dia sudah mati. Si putri udah mati. Kita sudah membunuhnya. Approach the mirror mungkin?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against the... But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Ambil pisau.
You take the blade from the table. It will...
Masuk ke dalam basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be... I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step,
Ya udah mati.
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor. It's okay. She's dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Hantunya.
Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
Oh,
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again.
masih bisa bunuh lagi katanya. Slay the princess lagi.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air.
Ya gak bisa ya.
How many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes.
You're adorable when you're confused. But I didn't say you could touch me. Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Slay the princess harder. Atau kita bisa aja omong dulu.
And if I knew you were going to murder me without even knowing who I was, I wouldn't have given you the chance. We all make mistakes.
Aku juga udah mati, tapi kenapa aku tidak menjadi hantu seperti si putri?
You don't look dead, Killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Katanya si putri dia juga udah coba untuk berkali-kali kabur dari tempat ini ya. Tapi sebanyak apapun dia mencoba untuk mengitari tempatnya, dia selalu tetap berakhir ke tempat ini. Ke basement, di kabin.
I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
Oh, mau dirasuki.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder, you won't like how things play out if you go down.
Then I won't hitch a ride. I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you, but it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilty.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
It is a temporary ride you leave once you are out of cabin.
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you.
Do you hear the way she said that? She knows more than she's letting on.
If I let you do control still get be in trouble.
Sure. Why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body?
Before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. I was told you would end the world.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we free. She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is...
How could you have ended the world if it all took kill with a knife?
So there really was a last time, and you really did manage to slay her. I would have liked to think I was the first, but there's no point. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, don't underestimate your own capabilities. If you truly managed to slay her last time, that doesn't mean she wasn't a threat. Threats come in all shapes and sizes. A misspoken word could bring about the end of everything. Just you were chosen for this job for a reason.
That's right, Killer. I'm not a threat to anyone. And even if I was, I'm hardly a threat anymore, wouldn't you say?
Apa yang akan dilakukan ketika keluar?
Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business. Maybe I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do.
The princess leans in close and pauses. The frigid air between you,
Especially when that someone is dead.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that either. Does anyone actually know who they are or what they want?
Apakah kau akan mengakhiri dunia ini sebelumnya?
I don't know. I just wanted to leave. I still just want to leave.
Kau tidak menjawab pertanyaanku. Apakah kau ingin menghancurkan dunia?
The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
Dia cuma bilang dia mau keluar dari tempat ini, gitu doang. You still didn't answer my question. Even if you don't want to end it, does letting you out of here mean the world is going to end? Masih ditanya lagi ya.
Does. We're not asking you. We've heard your whole speech already.
I really don't know. I'm not lying to you. The world doesn't matter. All I remember is that I'm supposed to be there. But what does it mean for anything to end? I ended, and you ended too. But here you are. I'm not so sure ending.
Leave it at that. Oh, masih banyak lagi. Ini bisa selesai lagi nih. Jadi kita sebenarnya ada 3 pilihan ya. Membiarkan si putri untuk merasuki kita, meninggalkan si putri di sini, atau mencoba untuk menyerang lagi.
I don't feel very bad, but I guess I'm not. Not? Or maybe death is only mostly real. But it's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things...
But we're not a ghost. Maybe that's why the mirror disappeared. We're actually death, at least as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. See, this is why I didn't want you to talk to her. Death is not just a concept, it is an extremely real phenomenon. Don't let her distort your reality. The princess glances back at the bones lying on the floor.
It's just a body. Do you believe these bones? Or do you believe me? Because
She's seeing things pragmatically. We should do the same. Reality is what's in front of us, not our preconceptions of what it...
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something old, a nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Well, yeah, you brought a knife with you. Was I supposed to just welcome you with open arms when you obviously had stabbing on the mind? It could have, but it wasn't. You can't blame me for threatening a would-be knife-wielding murderer, especially when that would-be knife-wielding...
A boring question with an easy answer. Nothing.
That's for me to know. And for you to wonder about.
See?
Or maybe I can rip your heart out. Who's to say, really?
I don't like the uncertainty here. She might be making it hard for us to kill her body, but those bones look very... Or maybe burying them would put her to rest. Don't take any piece of her outside of this cabin. Maybe you should stop looking for loopholes and try harder to act. But we are trying.
Nah, bagaimana kalau kita kuburin?
Those are just bones. They aren't me. Bury them, destroy them, whatever.
Nggak akan mengubah apa-apa katanya.
Just a reminder of what you've done. It's not a fix for anything.
Nah, karena kita udah dihadapin ke beberapa pilihan ya. Udah tambah satu lagi, kita bisa hancurin tulangnya. Coba kita slay lagi ya.
You swing at the princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing.
Really?
Her voice chides from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stairs. Looking you over with grim, she draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer. I was willing to ignore everything you did to me so we could get out of here, together. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back home, wherever home is.
Her eyes turn from wells of sorrow to pits of wrath as she stares into you.
I guess violence is the only language you speak.
She forces her hand into your chest. Yes? Nothing happens. Are you sure about that? And yet it didn't.
Gak apa-apa. Gak terjadi apa-apa ya. Did you miss? I'm not afraid of you. Stare at her in silence. Atau pergi. I'm not afraid of you.
Not yet. But let's see if you stay that way.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next. But it is over before you can fully conceptualize what. The horrific splintering. The squelching of organs. The rending of tissue.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
Dipaksa.
She's real now. If she's making us dead.
Slay lagi.
You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little.
Ya. Rip.
In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumped. Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
I'm afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her hand, everything goes dark. And you die.
Masih ada chapter 3, The Wrath.
You're on a path, and here we go again.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost. We start...
Come on. Let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this.
Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me?
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it...
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be, seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick...
Wouldn't that get... Okay, so you've already been here. Twice, even. Great. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after... Well, we did. We killed us. And why, pray tell? Because you decided to foist an infinite...
That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy end.
The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an end.
Well, of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves.
It was
bullshit.
So you killed... Yes. And then she killed us.
Even though she was already dead.
Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also whatever you did the first time. It sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed. All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll...
Tell you what, I won't... Oh yeah, sure. I mean, and you believed him?
Are you the same narrator we met? Enggak kan ya?
If I had to make a wager, that's a hedge, not a wager. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything. So, yes, I'm the same me. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability.
We have killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we are going to fall through this loop forever, eventually we are going to let her out. We might as well do it now.
You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice, those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world knows that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will. How convenient, everything always comes back to what you want us to do. I'm sick of him. Makes me want to end. On second thought, let's not kill him. Let's throw him some.
What happens if you don't go to the cabin?
Then she finds a way out on her. So, standing around. Only we don't have to see her. No, it's strict, but she can't kill us out here. Why would staying out of killing? Because it's cowardly, for starters. And because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing to the only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, how are we supposed to decide on anything if you just keep coming up with new rules?
Ya kita masuk lagi. Gila, ini game bener-bener musingin banget sih ceritanya.
I don't think you need any words of warning. I think the more he talks, the more... Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. It sounds like somebody... There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Would you look at that? Take it however you will. The interior of the cabin is long and dark. The only furniture of note is... What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade.
Wah, pisaunya udah gak ada.
Something else has been taken away. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go.
Apa yang ada di belakang termin ini ya?
If you're asking what's at the end of the hallway, it's the way to the basement. No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door. It's just, what are the odds she's waiting for us right behind it? If I were running a bullshit fact, let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess. He can't see the mirror. The knife is gone, defying his expectations. Who the hell? Nobody is calling the shots. That's how...
Ya kita deketi.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently... We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to... You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't... Here we go. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind. Just...
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. Your bones snap.
Wow.
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
Dibawah.
And grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear. Crowd.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. Well, maybe I'll... So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. Do we even have a choice? You always. Maybe before, but not now.
Exactly. What choice is there?
Well, unless you have any specific ideas. I think...
Udah bisa langsung dirasuki ya katanya ya. Ya bukannya harusnya karakter kita udah mati. Karena ngulang lagi kali.
And you think that's even? But I think you forgot about the part where you tried killing me again. If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You lost your chance to call the shots. There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or... Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once it's...
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a... and crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all... Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world...
And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here?
Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, are you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake.
Dirasuki.
Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel so cramped in here, like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding.
There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's...
Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff. Your body...
It's not that bad. The pain feels good.
Throw everybody into the abyss.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the... Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's
Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing.
You throw everything you have against her and manage
This is
for
3.
one brief moment to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse for... Her thought slips through you, unheeded.
What an empire of free...
I don't think this qualifies as saving the world. What happens now? I want to know what he thinks. Oh, and why is that?
He's gone. But...
Terminal velocity case seizes and you feel something, a mess, a growth, turn rough you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What's happening?
Bisa lagi. Oh, diambil lagi sama entitas. But you don't answer her before she's gone and you feel resistance underneath your feet once more. Memory returns.
Where does she go? And there's that mirror again.
So let's race forward. They're gone once again. Always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You decay. You have withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Ke kabin lagi dan kita akan bertemu dengan si entity lagi.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any, all of me is changing, and yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me, and I am everything that you have known me to be. As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the...
Tidak peduli seberapa banyak aku kembali, paling tidak selalu diri kita akan saling menyakiti. Apakah itu tidak merubahmu, tidak membuatmu menjadi lebih buruk?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less.
Aku hanya ingin semuanya berhenti.
It will, in time, but you still have a ways to go before we are done. This one is loneliness turned to seething. She could not find her strength in others, so she found it in her. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore. If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But no. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truth. Perhaps this will change when our work... The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them... I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of... I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did.
Ini sama kayak tadi gak sih?
Do not dictate where they are pulled. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my...
Berapa banyak lagi?
We will know when we near our destination.
Dia gak bakal jawab sih berapa banyak lagi yang perlu kita berikan ke dia ya.
Time for us to meet again.
Mati dan ulang dari chapter pertama lagi.
You're on a path.
A Seething Vessel.
You're here.
Coba
Without a moment's hesitation.
kita kembali ke yang tadi lagi, yang hantu lagi. Tapi sekarang Slay the Princess harder. Coba lagi.
Swing at the princess once. Her voice chimed. She
Oh sama kayak tadi langsung ya, langsung ke skip semua. I'm not afraid of you dan sama kayak tadi lagi.
You can't
Ngeliat ke
be
dia.
sure if you first hear or feel what happens next. A horrific splinter.
Sama semuanya sama. Die.
But you don't. She crushes it. Blood and... You're on a path in the woods.
Gimana kalau di hantu ini kita pilih untuk diam aja?
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance?
Terus kita pilih yang lain. Tadi kan kita berusaha untuk ngelawan terus. Kita sekarang tinggalin dia di basement.
This isn't a solution. Nobody wins.
You're
She's upset.
abandoning me here?
It would seem so.
Jadi sedih dia.
Everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do.
The princess starts to float erratically from side to side, her cold...
But if you just leave me, then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever. There's nothing we can do. It's just going to go on and on and on and on.
No, not that.
She's about to try something. The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointment. You turn and face...
Oh sama.
The right thing. Don't let her...
Ya ujung-ujungnya tetap sama ya. Jadi memang katanya Slay the Princess ini tiap satu endingnya itu punya banyak banget variasi. Nah variasi yang dimaksud ya seperti tadi itu. Jadi karena kalau sebelumnya kalau kita berusaha untuk ngelawan terus, nanti si princess ini bakal jadi marah dan maksa untuk masuk. Kalau ini kita biarin dia, milih untuk biarin dia, tinggalin dia di basement, dia bakal jadi sedih tapi tetap aja mau masuk ke badan kita ya secara paksa. Ujung-ujungnya tetap sama.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel a horrific...
Tetap sama. Slay ya sama juga. Setelah kita udah bicara panjang lebar dengan si hantu princess, coba kita hancurin tulangnya sesuai saran dari salah satu suara yang kita dengar ya.
You push through the princess and rush the pile of bones on the floor, swinging your fist down and smashing through what remains of her ribcage. The ancient...
Even after what I've said, you still gave it your all. Such a... I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. Wherever home.
Her eyes turn from...
Violence.
She forces her hand... Yes? Nothing happened.
Sama lagi. Kalau gini step away gimana?
Do your best to pull away, but it's as if her arm embeds.
Leaving, sis.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel horrific.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you.
Oke, sama. Lalu gimana kalau kita biarin si hantu putri untuk ini ya, merasuki tubuh kita?
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed...
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How...
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then... she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
Udah dirasuki.
Too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony. You collapse to the floor.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming.
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice, narrator.
So, it doesn't work? Clearly it doesn't. Or she...
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they all...
Hey, I'm not a shard of...
Yeah? Go on.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Jadi ada suara tambahan lagi di princessnya.
Who cares what we are?
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all...
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions. I'm clearly the same thing.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can...
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking... You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The prince... Obviously she's nowhere.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful...
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to... Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for...
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too...
I'm getting straight.
Then don't think.
One way or another, this is all going to end.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here,
Leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form...
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of...
But that's exactly what you leave...
You don't know...
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that... It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is... Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part... I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the... Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices... Your body continues. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you...
I hate to admit it, but it's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything. And why? This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically... You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across...
Finally! Finally!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. But you pause. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up?
Buka, saatnya keluar.
Shit.
Mari kita lihat apa yang terjadi ya.
Exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of... Yeah?
Nothing. He's gone. And so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the... We're still here.
Narator langsung hilang ya.
Thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or...
Alright, let's see if I'm stuck with you forever.
Hitchhiker. Emerge from your body and stare up with you.
Guess not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so
Don't mention it.
I think this is where...
Dan langsung ditarik lagi. Dia jadi enggak jadi musuhnya si tokoh utama ya, jadi berteman justru. You don't get a chance to respawn, nor you will ever. It is time to leave. Memory returns.
And there's that...
Sama lagi. Ya Wither lagi, sama kayak yang tadi. Ini sama perasa kayak tadi. Ternyata memang gitu ya, itu salah satu variasi endingnya lagi. Jadi emang sangat banyak variasinya.
When it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path.
Evanescent Vessel.
And
Spectre.
at the end of that, you're here to...
Are you here to...
You step...
Oh, I'm sorry.
You feel...
This is... Do you...
It's like... Yeah, but it...
Oh, plan ini udah hilang. Kalau kita ulang lagi, plan ini udah gak bisa dipilih. That's way too easy.
over. We should make sure. I really don't think you should do... And why shouldn't we? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy.
Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for... We definitely won't if you... I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that...
Masih ada, masih hidup.
What was that? You know what that was. That was...
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Oh.
Something sharp digs into your side. The shock of it sent... Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded prince. As you fall, she falls with
Mati
you,
bersama.
exhausted by the effort. The little light...
An eye for an eye. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? For whatever that's worth, everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, Razor.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Terus kita proceed lagi. Kita lakukan hal yang sama terus ya.
She will lie. He couldn't. We know what to look out for this time. Just stay focused. The interior of the...
Jadi hancur gini.
What are you talking? You reach forward, but now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on. You take the blood. It feels a bit better.
Ambil pisau.
In our hands.
Masuk ke basement. Ya udah hancur gini.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing the air seeping up from below. Scraping? She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants to get... That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains drag her grating voice.
I hope you've come to rescue me.
There is something so wrong. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not...
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't. If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Rudis, Lady Princess lagi.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you... Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. But your focus is broken by the horrible sound. Who's me? Hers, and then yours.
Hehe.
Ow! What did she even hit us? You stare down at your chest, and at the long, thin blade she
Odd.
impaled, and then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. Bullshit!
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just...
Mati lagi. Chapter 3.
You're on a path. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting. You're what? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took a...
Wow, dipindahin sama Voice of Cheated.
Isn't that interesting? Who holds the car? The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running is good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no... Great. So obviously you've already been here. How many... This is our
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruct. That can't be right, that's too much response.
Nah, impossibly high state.
Let's just stay focused. The only furniture of note is we take it. Okay, sure. You take it
Langsung.
before letting me finish telling you it's there. This feels right. That's right, we've got to be able to win it.
We will win eventually. Hell,
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how? You walk through the door. But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel.
if it's in our way,
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look. You reach forward and place your hand on the door, and the mirror's gone. It was never there.
let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror.
Yes, it's time for us to see her. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, and
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down.
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters actually does survival matter. We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. Nothing bad has come of it. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The past isn't real. There's only your internal bickering is cut short
Wow.
by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows. She's loose. And she is...
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of our...
Ini kita bakal ngelawan lagi.
Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Let's see if we can turn off. Pain is good. It's... Nah. Yeah, this whole thing will be a lot more tolerable.
Wait for her to come to you, dear worst. I bet you can't even hurt me.
Sure thing. I love a challenge. I bet I can hurt you
The princess closes the distance. We dodge. And you dodge.
And we fight.
And you fight.
Oh, you're fast. But let's see how fast you really...
You and the princess enter a quick and vicious exchange, each of you wounding the other, but neither landing a fatal blow.
Yes. Yeah.
But the dance couldn't last forever. All it takes is a...
Gotcha.
And? Does
No.
it hurt? No. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. You're on it. No, you're in it. I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be.
Voice of the Broken sekarang.
Dead. If we didn't realize we were dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but this is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been? This is for... No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past...
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas and...
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the prince... Okay, whatever we do gets us another... us.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us.
Yeah, I'll pass. As long as we keep moving, why not? It's not like dying again and again is doing us any harm.
Come on, show me something new.
She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her, dude. Doesn't work and kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leap from life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't...
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. Well, there's more of us. Let's see it. What's the point? She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet.
Do you see that? That was luck, but we only have to get lucky. What compliment her on those gleaming blades. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Doesn't matter how many times this... Okay, let's just panic. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried. She skewers you. We're getting close to... You're right. One last time. None of this is work. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark. And you die.
Chapter 4. Wow.
You're on it. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which... Oh! What if...
Over.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. Besides, what better way to die so very many... Sure, I can think of a better way to die.
Suaranya makin banyak, gila.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally... The only thing we're gonna manifest is fun. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? How about you stick to describing things? Yeah, leave it to the pros. Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined... Fine by me. You walk to the door and it's more of a slide. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this up. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room or any... Don't care, just want to win.
Ketemu lagi untuk keempat kalinya.
Where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again, I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait.
Are you going to say what she does? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. Oh, yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say, really?
Here we go.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls.
Are you ready for what...
Holy shit, she's... Yes! Do you think we can throw? That looked... How is she? Heart's still beating, that's all. This is fake. This is all fake. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to... This is all just a sick... We're screwed. I quit. Narrator,
Empty your mind. Him too. Semua dikosongkan.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that action, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes you as you approach. But as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, and you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. Cerita, there is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your heart pounds and the faster the momentum fails between you. Endlessly building, crescendo, and then an opening. Berhasil. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. Both strikes at lethal, neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's come to next. This good ending. Master yourself. Diambil sama entity. Nor will you ever mendekati, melihat diri, unravel. Sama lagi ke kabin lagi dan ketemu dengan si entity. Dia ambil ini. Is that the rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind.
There is trees and stars, and there are people. I think at least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people.
Do you think that anything is real out there?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Apa yang akan terjadi saat terbangun?
If I did, I would...
Oh, dia tanya soal narator ya, apakah si entity ini juga mendengarkan suara narator?
No.
Gak ada.
Thoughts are quiet. Do you think I am on the cusp of my awakening?
How many more vessels? Gak akan diberitahu sih. Oh, satu lagi.
You bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me.
A final multitude. Oh, tinggal satu wadah lagi untuk kita berikan pada dia ya. Kalau ini adalah yang terakhir kali, apakah ada sesuatu yang ingin kau berikan padaku?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want...
Kalau ini adalah babak terakhir sebelum kamu benar-benar sudah komplit dan sudah benar-benar sempurna, maka aku tidak akan kembali. Aku hanya akan di sini, tetap berdiam di sini.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you...
Gak masuk akal sih. Kalau nunggu di sini gak bakal berubah. There's no waiting forever. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Oke, tinggal satu kali terakhir ya.
Waiting for you.
Kembali ke chapter 1. Sharp Vessel. Kita harus cari yang lain lagi. Apa itu ya?
She will.
Who's there?
Good. She focus on the.
And there you are. Are you?
You step.
Oh, I'm.
She.
Oh, kita udah gak bisa Slay the Princess. Pilihan Slay the Princess udah hilang. Berarti mungkin pilihan kali ini itu kita justru membantu si Putri mungkin ya. Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that.
She was just threatening us a second ago. I'll take that as a sign that you're finally coming up.
I have no idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm down here. I was kind of hoping you might be able to shed some light on the whole situation.
Katanya dia gak tahu kenapa kita disuruh ngebunuh dia. Siapa namanya?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your role.
Note the lack of detail.
Dia gak mau kasih tahu namanya ya. Bagaimana cara kita keluar dari sini?
Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere. Well, we can always put that.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of. She isn't suggesting what I think she is.
Do you?
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think if I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Princess hesitates, but she doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have. She knows what she'd do. She's just so.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find me. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us, whoever sent you to slay me, claimed I was a threat to the world. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word?
She's right about one thing. Her word is.
Like I said, it's all about. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about.
Sudah berapa lama di sini?
Too long.
Oke, udah cukup bicara.
Have you decided what?
You know why.
Bisa Slay the Princess lagi, atau bisa membawa dia kabur, bantu dia keluar, atau kita biarin dia di basement ini. Coba kita bantu dia ya, bantu keluar.
Have to be. You walk up to the chains binding them. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of.
There isn't a key, do you have any ideas? Kalau gak ada kunci, apakah ada ide lain?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Dipotong tangannya pun dia gak masalah.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stair is someone else.
Oh, ada yang ngunci. Tertidur.
But it's you're here to slay the prince. Your shouts, and I'll repeat myself once again.
Kembali lagi, gak ada pilihan lain.
Way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked the knife. Pick it up and.
You won't like what happened.
Save the princess atau slay? Coba save.
Against
Brutal
your
banget sih.
judgment, you place the blade against you cut into her. The blade is sharp and you make quick
Buset.
work of it. Before long, you're able to crack. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you. her fear. How is she so composed after losing an arm?
Thank you. Now let's...
Mendekati pintunya.
Have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just watch me.
Wah, dipaksa naratornya. Harus ngebunuh.
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the... Okay. There's no... Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning...
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you. But if we're doing this...
Wah, jadi musuhan kan?
I need both of my arms to do that. I can beat you, but I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Give up. Atau nyerang lagi, give up.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back. You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every
Tetap lawan tapi.
unknown ruptures blossoming. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will...
Oh, too weak to even try fighting.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form. It can't just end. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark.
Chapter 2.
You're on a path. You're here. Oh, she will. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable. Can we tone down the pessimism? I'm not being a pessimist. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's to rescue her, given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads, if that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is
Gila jadi berubah kayak gini.
more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive... The blade is your implement. What do we feel? We don't feel.
Didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall lagi. Kayak percuma sih, kita ambil pisau.
The blade from the...
Masuk ke basement. Langsung hilang cerminnya.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase.
Gila jadi kayak kastil gitu ya.
It's still a stone basement. Her booming voice...
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stair.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. We need to get down there. She wants us... Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on... It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess...
Turun.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be...
The little bird has returned to me. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's you.
That your grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp.
Ya, tetap aja jatuh.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? You really... I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is, of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us.
Jadi raksasa gitu ya?
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better...
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs
Dipaksa gila.
and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. No, the last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your I could feel its fundamental truth awaken. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is, it's time for me to seize my destiny.
Well, that gives away the game. It does. But why did she say the last time we met? She's right. And we've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well. He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we? Well, I'll be damned. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now.
If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off.
What would you have me to do? What do you have
All you
planned?
have to do is break.
Minta dibebaskan. If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Rude. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently That's exactly why it's...
I can, easily. But that isn't what the story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of the destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, and from your act of utter devotion and submission. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter...
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I
Dia tetap mau hancurin dunia ya. I have a question for you before I decide to do anything.
know the limits of your privilege. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is
I'm not
a
going to
place
help
for
you.
something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps.
Antara kita tidak akan membantu dia atau justru ini ya melayani dia ya. Tidak akan. Coba kita menolak ya.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting.
Kayak tetap bakal dipaksa sih.
Pick up that need.
Do it. No objection. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits
Wah, gak bisa semua. Pick up the blade.
reach forward and grasp the...
Stand.
This one's easy. Okay, yeah.
Berdiri.
Creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet. Like two, the princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime. The silent anticipation of what's to come drags...
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do. Take that knife in your hand and
Waduh.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed.
Gak bisa. And this.
We'll end this alright. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I have...
Oh. Slay yourself atau slay the princess? Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy. But it seems you plunged that knife into your...
I'm sorry. Don't... As you take
Ya,
a
gak bisa.
step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entire... Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air is...
Now, do it again.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around
Oke,
your wrist,
ditahan ya.
struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little... It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You...
Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade You know, this would be a lot easier if My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you. You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's...
Stop.
Oh, udah dihentikan.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor. The coppery taste. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face looks.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something, perhaps, if you've learned your lesson.
That's a little demeaning. Yes, how It's a mercy. I think he's given up whatever say he had at least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her.
Bisa menuruti dia atau menyerang lagi. Coba kita serang lagi.
though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break the wind of your freedom rushes through
Kena kakinya.
and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously, but you don't give her any
Wow,
time to recover.
berhasil.
Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her. As you find your target again and again, she laughs. We can do this. You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike.
You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling
Waduh.
pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, but you lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull.
You're monsters and conspirators.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel...
But I don't feel liberated.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor.
Slayer better,
Her
God
glassy
killer.
eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow
Membunuh
still
dewa.
full of anguish and fear as the two of you. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy end. Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over.
Mati.
Thank
Chapter 3, The Fury.
You're on a path in the woods. I think he's upset. What's he got to be upset about?
Exactly. You heathens.
You're damn right we did. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. You're being too generous. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if... Okay, great, you're listening. If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know this is just great. Yeah, yes.
Actually, this is all.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish... Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be... I know all sorts of things, which is why... That's not really an answer. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better...
Okay. You said yourself that you know more than you're letting on. If you want me to go to the cabin, then you'd better tell us everything. Beritahu kami.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far... In fact, I probably shouldn't have. I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is. Really? That's it.
That he just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something.
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I will tell you one thing, which is that even now, you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always...
Your vessel I am being pulled in 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
What if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever...
What a crock! Yeah, it didn't even work. We die if you didn't submit to her. For all we know,
It's the punishment you all deserve.
aside from our sulking friend, I don't think you have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's the second he tries something I'll put...
Better enslay her if I just stay here or do anything else. And we hit this point of no return, then what happens?
Have you even been listening?
Yeah, but
Is there something... How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and it doesn't matter because... Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything.
No matter what happens next, it seems like our answers are at the cabin. Lalu jalan ke cabin.
Good. We're all on... It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find... That's it? No, I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that...
if there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much hard.
Oke, masuk ke dalam kabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten, but that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone wall. That's horrible. You did. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. The blade is your implement.
There's the mirror again, blocking the door.
There is no mirror.
Dan seperti biasa gak ada apa-apa, kata narator.
I'd like to get back to... I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. What are you trying to say?
He thinks we've lost it.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic. It's in our...
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. You're good. Nothing.
Dekati cermin.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating. Spit. Grime. Wait, what? Clean? Are you still on about that mirror? It's not real. No, we can't doubt our eyes like that. It has...
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only...
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see... I'm clear on this one. Smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter.
Wipe the mirror.
Forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the base. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping again. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The hive of the air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence.
Gila jadi hancur gini.
Metallic scent of fresh blood, her voice, a bellowing.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat?
She's so angry with us.
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination.
Whatever she is now is our fault.
She was going to end the world. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the...
Ini bakal jadi wadah terakhir yang harusnya kita kasih sih.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and...
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her... She is loose.
Let that end it. It's the punishment you all deserve.
Buset, Dapas of the Broken ini selalu ini ya, putus asa ya.
We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
What happened to you? I'm going to end you, slay the princess.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for.
Oke, lawan lagi.
Fear. You charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay. It's now or never. With a horrifying squelch.
Oh.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold.
Wah, ditarik. Udah dapat wadah terakhir. Through the world, you didn't die by her hand, nor will you ever. It is time for you to leave. Memory returns. Kita mendekati dan melihat diri lagi. Nothing at all. Kosong. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You focus your gaze and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you
I
me?
think you know what I am.
Crossroads down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Ini kayak ada gambar apa ya? And then another crack forms, another, turning the mirror into Jack shard of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Kita akhirnya berhadapan sama naratornya sendiri ya. Wujud fisiknya si narator. yang sebenarnya masih gak jelas banget sih. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like. I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met
Others like you. You have said something like that before. Has everything not really been different?
Of course. That is but this construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness, but you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that.
Pelan-pelan ketutup ya. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all these hobbies?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them.
Orang-orang di luar sana katanya asli ya. After everything you have done to us, do you think anyone deserve to live? Setelah semua hal yang kau lakukan pada kami, apakah kau berpikir ada yang layak untuk hidup?
Alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty,
I have so many questions for you.
ask them and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
Oh, banyak banget pertanyaannya. If you made me, then what am I? Kalau kau menciptakan aku, lalu apanya? Apa aku ini?
The god I made to rid the world of death.
Kita adalah Long Quiet, semacam dewa yang dia buat untuk menghancurkan dunia kematian. I don't want to be God, I want to be me.
You are you. And if you had let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
Oke, jadi narator ini minta kita untuk tetap ngebunuh si putri ya. Soalnya abis ini kita bakal sendirian, bener-bener sendirian. Karena putri itu juga katanya yang mengandung, yang memiliki kematian itu sendiri ya, dunia kematian. Wah, masih banyak banget pertanyaan sebenarnya yang bisa ngungkap cerita ini. Cukup menarik ya, secara cukup menarik. What is the princess? Did you make her too? Nah ini.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
Oh, Death of the Author. Rather of question. Ini si author ya, jadi narator yang disebut sebagai author itu akhirnya akan mati sekarang. I'm going to slay her and I want you to know that before you die for good. Karena memang si tokoh utama itu seolah kayak dia suka dengan ini ya, cinta dengan si entitas ya, the entity yang di sini disebut sebagai princess. Makanya ketika kita bilang kita akan membunuh dia, itu disebut sebagai lie, menipu. Si tokoh utama sebenarnya gak mau. Masih belum memutuskan.
It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with a newfound clarity. The other was right. You are the Long Quiet, a fast and nissan god. All of this is you, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. Bring the fury to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Kosong ya. Si entitas gak tau kemana. Oh, karena mungkin udah berubah ya. Habis ini dia menampakkan wujud aslinya nih. Nah ini dia. Buset.
I can finally see you. And you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. Aku juga merindukanmu. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear about our conversation? Apa kau mengetahui soal si Iko ya? Iko itu narator. Apa kau mendengar percakapan kami?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Dia tahu. I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means. Aku adalah long quiet, tapi aku juga gak ngerti apa maksudnya itu.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Apa yang terjadi sekarang?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes.
Lah, saat si Echo ini kayak membagi mereka menjadi dua ya, dia memberikanmu sebuah pilihan dan memberikanku sebuah peran untuk dimainkan. Aku bukan kematian, tapi aku memiliki kematian di dalamnya, menyimpan. Jadi ini semua dari Echo ya.
To destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning. Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Nah, jadi apakah kita mau membunuhnya, membunuh kematian, atau justru membuka satu lagi pintu untuk kebebasan mereka berdua? There are so many stories we have left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch.
Did you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and...
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice. Ya, kita masih punya banyak pertanyaan ya.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize, but violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Oh.
What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
Pelan-pelan muncul ya, kayaknya nanti. But when am I? If I am not a body.
You are you.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts or not you. Alive, dead. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become...
If you had not snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. We were self-destructive. Stop the fight early and surrender. Kita bisa langsung menyerah ya, atau masih bisa ngomong self-destructive.
Or did the beauty of our dance reach beyond the shadow of death? It was lethality.
A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflict. I offer you a path to your redemption. And you felt the pain you caused another, and And you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was used to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
But without redemption, there can be no sin.
And without contrast, there can be nothing at all.
Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought some. Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your my defeat was a gift, without obstacles to.
I fought you to protect others.
And yet you changed regardless.
As the glass between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from distance, despite his welcome.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it is. There is no constant. There, open your eyes and accept what we are.
It is easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that
What do you think happens if you live here?
this universe dies and a new one is born. And that one dies and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all.
I'm ready to go. I never wanted to fight you, but how do we live? You have done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. Ini dah ya, coba.
What I offer you is not perspective.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Hero? Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Dibawa ke tempat jantungnya katanya. Sama hero.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
It's a strange ending.
Do you need me to describe that? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an... Oh, we never really got to talk to her, did we?
I'd like to describe it now, if you don't mind, for all time's sake.
The interior of the cabin is... Well, it's not really a cabin. It's still shaped like a cabin. It's just different in places. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin. I always thought they were. He never mentioned the mirror either, but that didn't mean he implied it was there. It's gone, though. I think it did, whatever it... And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that.
Is it just three of us? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to...
Jadi mereka suara-suara ini bareng sama si tokoh utama tiba pindah ke sini, dibantu dengan oleh hero ya. Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here.
Narator udah bener-bener hilang.
Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could have. Really goes to show how much you've grown up. Killing somebody across every iteration of reality just by existing. I don't even know what I... Good riddance. Really? Yeah, right.
Take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us... So, you're not gonna suggest... No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so you've gotten serious. Besides, what's the third beat? It isn't funny if I suggest that twice, especially since you never took me up. There's the guy I...
Masuk, jangan dilempar.
Those winding stairs again.
Gini lagi.
But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we... Yeah, it was a real mess.
It's okay. You can come down. We don't know what you want from us. But let's talk.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least some...
Kita tinggal satu tangga ya.
We go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So, you brought the knife.
After everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still aren't sure what you want to do? Unless...
Sit with them atau bunuh. Coba kita selesai ya sesuai permintaan narator.
So this is really it then? Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all of us. Even through everything. Through all the worlds we've seen and experienced. Through all the lives we've known and lost. We could never imagine a world without you. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone.
She's not a small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal?
Ditinggalkan.
Right. We've got a whole world to see.
You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here. Yeah, there's not a lot for us to do, is there?
The paths and the woods outside are an empty canvas. But there is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor. A world free from death. See yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. And you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning cosmic scale, twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
Come on now. It shouldn't be that hard to break out of here. We're some sort of god. He's gone. She's gone.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives away. Jadi dewa. Under the shattering, you are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world. Di dalam dunia baru yang kita ciptakan ini tidak akan ada lagi yang namanya pertumpahan darah ya.
Finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through.
We really did win. We're the house now.
This is nice. No more hunting.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually...
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive. Stop.
That wasn't very hard. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order. We are the...
I hope this was all worth it. Lucky for us, you have forever.
Time mends a lot of things.
Here, here. To our...
Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see you all again. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Yeah, we can do that.
Tamat Slay the Princess, A New and Unending Dawn. Jadi dengan membunuh si princess sesuai keinginannya narator, kita akhirnya jadi yang semacam dewanya dan kita berhak untuk membuat sebuah dunia sendiri ya. Dan tanpa adanya si princess, tidak ada yang namanya kematian, tidak ada yang namanya pertumpahan darah. Menjadi si dewa, menjadi sang dewa. Finish the game, the good ending doesn't count. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order of special playlists just for you. If you like to take a screenshot, you can hide it at the UI by hitting H. Our song, lagu-lagunya ya. Kalau good ending kan yang awal-awal tadi kita temuin ya. Ending yang paling cepat dan konyol ya. Mailing list, subreddit, macam-macam. Play our other game, make your playlist. Return to main menu. Sekarang, mari kita kembali ke sini dan kita coba sit with them ya. And I forgot the chance to talk to you. before you were taken away. Not you. At least I'm sorry for what I did.
It's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was...
After all we did, she's just forgiving us.
I don't want to be a god.
Agree. Seems overrated.
But that's what you've always been. Even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are. So, you...
Are you the same as you're out there?
Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our
That's kind of like us, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't want to hurt on anyone. There has to be a way out of this.
We don't think there's a way for us to leave. But maybe there doesn't have to be an ending. The way it all works seems to be based on you. If you believe we can do something, then so believe that we can put it all back. Believe we can fix the echo's believe we can send us all back to the beginning, before anyone woke up. Before the...
Can they really do that? Why wouldn't it be what we want? Especially if it brings him back? We can't...
What is letting it do anything to help them? The people out there. If you continue to exist, then they continue to die and suffer. Nah, dengan adanya si princess ini, orang-orang akan tetap sengsara ya.
If you believe we can
Soalnya dia kan kematian.
Then we can give them more time. It's all...
Yeah. Don't underestimate the power of our... You haven't even seen the heart.
I don't want to forget you.
We don't want to forget you either. But that's what we would have to...
A single tear forms in one eye and slides down their cheek. Sorry.
I don't think we ever really forget, anyway. There's always something that draws us back together. Some buried memory that both of us treasure.
We're going to find ourselves back here eventually.
And when we do, we can choose to do it all again. We'll always be able to start over, if that's what all of us want.
If we are here talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before? Bagaimana kita bisa tahu kalau kita sebelumnya itu belum pernah sampai seperti ini?
Maybe we have. Maybe we haven't. We can't know something like that. But we're choosing to do it now. And maybe it's almost comforting to know we can keep meeting each other over and over again.
Wah, jadi memang dengan kita kalau bersama dengan si princess ini, kayaknya dia bakal mengulangi semua peristiwanya ke awal lagi. Semuanya bakal berputar ke awal. How do you know that things won't just end worse? What if when I make my way back here, I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything? Nah, bagaimana tahu ya tidak akan menjadi lebih buruk ketika kita mengulang semua ini lagi. Bisa jadi si tokoh utama yang muncul di loop berikutnya itu akan berbeda. Orang yang jahat dan ingin membunuh si princess.
That's okay. We have to be able to trust that whatever choices we make, maybe we'll continue the loop of forgetting and restarting forever. Or maybe we'll decide at some point that it's time for things to end.
How can we trust ourselves? Our memories will be gone and we'd have to decide to do this every single time, forever. Eventually something is going to be different.
When we first met each other in the long quiet, there was something inside of us. Something we couldn't recognize or understand. A warmth when we look at you. The kind you don't realize you're missing until it's... Every time we hurt each other, every time something awful happened, it was still there. Undercutting the pain on the surface with a constant, that warmth is never going to go away. And that's why we believe in you.
This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
You'll be back here again, sooner than you think. And then we'll part ways again, and find each other. And part ways, because even the time we spend apart is time spent chasing these moments of reunion. And they're all the sweeter for...
That's beautiful. You've really grown a heart.
Is there any other way?
Our options are limited to what that knife offers us. Either we use it to put things back, or you kill us. But we don't want to influence you. We're sure you'll do what you think is best. If it's time for it to be over, it's time for it to be over. As much as we might want a few more precious lifetimes with you.
I take it all back. I don't want this and I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god?
There's no turning back now. You came down here with the knife. which means the knife has to get used, or there wouldn't have been any meaning to taking it. And this place is... But if that's what you want, you can always hope that the next you will want that too. But there's only one way to give...
Yeah. We're already here, and we've already brought the blade, and nobody wanted to throw it out the window. We can't just go back now. There's your third B. Hey! You're right! There...
Agree to our plan? Bunuh dia. Agree to our plan berarti ya. Soalnya kan tadi kita udah bunuh dia.
Okay. If this is your choice, then I have your back. Speak for yourself. Maybe I'll see you two. They take the blade from our hand and stare fondly into our eyes.
I love you, just do it, I'll see you soon. Love you.
We love you too. Everything is going to be okay.
Jadi kita yang dibunuh, The Long Quiet yang dibunuh. Dan balik ke awal. Wow. Oke. Kalau di sini kita bilang gini gimana ya? Okay, I'm ready to go. But how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater
We carve
joy
meaning.
to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning cosmic sail, twisted crumple. Ini sama ya? You can feel the glass construct, push back, but it does not yield. I love you. Take her hand. Kita pergi bareng si princess. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Jadi bareng-bareng. You are free and she's with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you're aware just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. The one thing is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Wow. Jadi mereka membuat sebuah universe infinite yang gak akan berakhir. Game yang sangat ini sih. Secara cerita sangat absurd. Dan memang sangat sulit untuk dipahami juga sebenarnya apa yang terjadi di balik semua ini ya. Nah, kita udah di sini. Jadi setelah dibantu sama si hero ya, untuk kembali ke sini kita langsung masuk ke basement tanpa ambil blade-nya ya.
Blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do with that. If that's what you think is best, then that's what you think is best. I'm just along for the ride at those windings. Yeah, it was a...
It's okay. We don't know.
She doesn't sound...
Turun.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep... That was easy compared to last time. Yeah, that wasn't so...
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, are we missing a...
Pilihannya jadi langsung sebelahan sama mereka ya.
It's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we...
After all we did, she's just... Hard agree.
But that's what you've always... So... Yes, we think. But in here, we're...
Yeah.
I think the only thing left for us is to do is leave. Nah ini dia.
He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore. It's the spirit of...
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible? Is that what you...
Take their hand in yours. Kita bawa dia pergi bersama ya.
So many iterations. So many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again. Leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you. Yeah, I think we...
Are you two going to be okay?
Not alone. And I'm sure we'll find...
Oke, kita pergi bersama Princess. Hands clasped together, you and the Princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It is quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the Princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel their hand tremble in yours. They're unsure of themselves for the first time in their long and short existence. They have no part to play anymore, and they know this, yet they still are. And then they cross the room to the door outside, pulling you silently with them.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass. It's comfortable there, but it's confining. We want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With someone who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves.
Love you.
And we love you too.
And what happened next? Whatever it is, you'll face it together. Oke, itu juga masuk ke ending ya. Nice, ending pergi bersama dengan si Princess, tapi ketika dia itu udah dalam bentuk wujud yang lebih normal lah ya. Di sini coba kita langsung slay the Princess.
Then try to destroy me if you can.
You don't have to face her alone.
Oh, sama ya. Oke, sama aja. Jadi kalau kita pilih slay di sana pun nanti hero bakal muncul dan akan mengarah ke tempat ini yang membawa kita ke si itu ya, bentukan princess yang lebih normal. Jadi ya begitulah untuk game kali ini, untuk game Slay the Princess. Secara keseluruhan ini game memang punya banyak banget ending yang mulai dari yang paling pertama itu ending ketika kita ketemu sama berbagai macam variasi dari si princess dan kita bunuhin mereka, lalu kita jadikan mereka sebagai wadah dari si entitas yang akhirnya memunculkan entitas raksasa yang kita temuin di bagian yang benar-benar akhir ya. Sampai ada 4 pengakhiran game yang benar-benar mengakhiri game, yaitu 4 yang baru aja kita dapetin tadi ya. Antara kita pergi sama si princess yang raksasa, kita bunuh si princess, kita dibunuh si princess, atau pergi bersama si princess bersama-sama. Itu ending yang paling tenang sih kayaknya, pergi bersama si princess di tempat ini ya, dari tempat ini. Kalau kita ngebunuh si princess, kita yang jadi semacam dewa dan mengendalikan dunia. Jadi itulah untuk game Slay the Princess. Gamenya lumayan panjang dan tentunya juga bisa dapetin semua variasi tiap ending dan tiap cabang yang ada di game ini ya, karena bakal makan banyak waktu dan secara keseluruhan ujung-ujungnya bakal tetap sama meskipun variasinya agak berbeda ya. Gimana menurut pendapat kalian tentang game ini? Ini adalah sebuah visual novel yang digarap oleh Black Tabby Games. Sekali lagi terima kasih ke developernya yang sudah memberikan kami kesempatan untuk memainkan game ini. Thank you juga kalian semua yang sudah support channel Droomp dan channel Droomp please. Seperti biasa sampai jumpa di video-video berikutnya. Bye bye.